This message is brought to you by Midway High School's Educators Rising Program in Waco, Texas.
CHAMPS is a new classroom management strategy being implemented across the Midway district this year. In our video, we'll go more into detail about what CHAMPS is and how it looks in the classroom.
This is a self-made example of a commonly used CHAMPS poster. It is diverse and can fit the aesthetic of every classroom. It is also customizable for each activity and teacher need. At the beginning of each lesson or activity, the teacher goes over CHAMPS with the class.
C stands for conversation. This lets students know what voice level they should be at and sets a certain expectation for the students. H stands for help. This lets students know how to best get help. This ensures students don't get skipped over and lets them get the help they need.
Activity. This tells a student what they will be doing in class, whether that be a group or solo work. Teachers go over the activity in their lessons, so they tend to only introduce it, going into more detail as they go into their lesson. Movement. This tells a student if they are allowed to get out of their seat or not. Helps students stay on track by canceling out any unnecessary movements in the classroom.
P is for participation. This tells the students how best to be engaged in the activity, either by working in a group or alone to complete an assignment. S is for success. If students and teachers follow the CHAMPS expectations, they will be successful.
I thought it was very important to interview the researcher for CHAMPS, the person who thought it was very important enough to bring it to Midway. Her name is Dr. Wilson.
First of all, it started with central office, the administration, Dr. Allen, Dr. Otajima, Dr. Pena, Dr. Knudsen, those executive superintendents and the superintendent at central office wanted something to help with classroom management. So there's two different parts of it. There's a classroom management part that every teacher would expect to do, and then there are things school-wide that we do. Because students need consistency.
Absolutely.
So CHAMPS has kind of helped us with that consistency for our entire school, as well as in all of our classrooms.
And now you're going to hear from our principal, Ms. Smith. She has seen immediate improvement over the several years just with CHAMPS alone.
With CHAMPS, the goal of CHAMPS was for us to be just district-wide, everybody to have the same expectations.
Yeah.
If I get that kid 10 years down the road and they come into the high school, they know exactly what the expectations are from day one. And one of the things that we've talked about at the high school, there was always the Midway way of doing things, and it was always to have students act, a cut above the rest.